Big League Baseball comes to the West Coast. It was the late 50s that the Dodgers abandoned Brooklyn for Los Angeles and the New York Giants came to San Francisco. But the Philadelphia Athletics travels would include a 13-year layover in Kansas City before they finally arrived in Oakland. The year, 1968, and already the nucleus of 3 straight world championships was in place.
It is swung on. Reggie Jackson, I believe, has won a ball game for the Swingin' A's. That one is long gone.
When the 1992 Athletics take the field here next Monday on opening night, they'll be starting their 25th season at the Oakland Coliseum. It's been a colorful quarter century, at times controversial, but for the most part, very successful. The characters, the highlights, the memories. Join us as we celebrate the past and look ahead to the '92 season. It may be the team's silver anniversary, but gold is what Tony LaRussa's Athletics have in mind. This is the 1989 World Championship trophy won by the A's when they swept the Giants in the Battle by the Bay, the team's 4th title in 24 years in Oakland. And like the A's of Catfish Hunter, Reggie Jackson, and Raleigh Fingers of the early 70s, the A's of Dave Stewart, Jose Canseco, and Dennis Eckersley made it to 3 straight World Series. That string was broken last season. The A's fell out of first place in mid-June, and they never made it back. Joe Fonzi joins us now. Joe and I both made trips to Arizona this spring for spring training. And Joe, your impressions and observations of the A's while you were down there?
Well, I don't think it's something that anybody really wants to admit to, but I think it's impossible to win 3 consecutive American League championships and not get a little bit comfortable. I think they just didn't have that same edge last year that they had for those previous 3 seasons.
I think you might be right. I think teams also looked at them a little bit differently than they did before. After losing to Cincinnati in the World Series, you know, they used to come out and flex those muscles and think they could do just about anything. I think other teams believe that as well. And when Cincinnati took them apart in the World Series, it made teams look at them in a different way and made them look at themselves in a different way. Well, without question, everyone loved the rabbit. If you saw the rabbit, you had to love the rabbit. It would still be here probably if it hadn't been shot by Elmer Fudd.
Is that what happened to him?
That's what happened.
I didn't realize that. There were sheep, Charlie O the mule. In fact, as part of the 25th anniversary celebration here at the Coliseum, they're bringing back the mule. His name's Charlie 3, and for you fans of animal trivia, it's never been exactly explained how they can have a 3rd-generation mule when everyone knows that mules are sterile.
Tony was one of those solid minor league players who never quite got it going in the majors. He remembers that hit because it was one of only 35 he had in the big leagues. Career batting average, 199. As a manager, though, he's way over 500. The hiring of LaRussa is one in a long line of winning moves made by Walter A. Haas, Jr., the honorary chairman of the Levi Strauss Corporation and the owner of the A's.
This is Billy Martin's hat.
Is it?
See a little cross on it? I went down to the locker room to thank the team and the guys for a great season, and Billy was really upset and emotional, and he put his arms around me and kind of thanked me, I guess, for the owner. And he tried to find something to give me, and he couldn't find anything, so he took his cap off and gave it to me. And there it is, and I treasure that.
Were you always a baseball fan?
Not really. I was a football fan. I was a fan of yours.
Oh, good.
I was at one point.
You don't look that old.
I was approached by be part of a group to buy the 49ers at one time, and I couldn't because I was involved here. I've become a tremendous fan, of course. It's an emotional roller coaster. I have my highs and my lows, but it's wonderful being in Levi's with one son and the A's with another.
What's been the most exciting thing for you and during your tenure?
I mean, winning World Series is wonderful.
Yeah.
But I also want to mention, I was asked that after the first season, and we happened to win the division championship, and we were on practicing before we went back to play the Yankees. And a reporter asked me that same question, Wayne, and I looked around, and there were 40,000 people in the stands. And they wouldn't have been there if I hadn't kept the team here.
Right.
They were having a good time, and every time I go to the game and see the tailgates and the kids and the older people and everybody coming to have a good time, that gives me pleasure.
In 1979, before the Haas family took over, only 300,000 fans came out here total for the entire season. Last season, 2.7 million showed up here at the Coliseum, 2.9 million the year before.
How have you been able to handle things personally? What do? You know, how do you blow off steam?
Blow off steam, throw things, yell. You know, I don't believe in keeping it in. You drive yourself nuts. I think there's a real fine line, because if you show real impatience when guys are trying their best and we're playing shorthanded, you're going to make a bad situation worse. As long as guys are either improving the execution or improving or executing to their ability, then I can live with somebody being better than us. What I don't like is, you know, if we go out there and cheat the fans with the effort, and if we're just playing such bad baseball that somebody looks at and says, man, who in the world's coaching this team? Take that very personally. I don't want to get, you know, bogged down by, oh man, we've got so many problems. The way to get at those problems is just to take a piece here and a piece there, you know, that you actually know what you can work on and improve that, and pretty soon you get better.
You expect McGwire back soon?
Got our fingers crossed with that one. I would think that if we get him back 1st of July, we're doing well. If we don't get him back right after the All-Star break, then I would really be crushed and be very disappointed.
Talk about some of the bright spots on the ball club for us.
I think one of my favorite players of all the years that I've managed, Mike Bordick, is a bright spot. I mean, I get a kick out of watching him play. I don't care what the score is. I mean, this man is maxing out all the time. I think one of the greatest experiences in Major League Baseball is Dennis Eckersley pitching in the 9th inning. Now, you know, we haven't had him out there a whole lot, but whenever it happens, I mean, he's a real special part of Major League Baseball, and we should really appreciate him.
How about the impending sale of the team? How has that affected the atmosphere around the clubhouse and perhaps even the play of the team?
I wish I could say that it has, but I think it's an excuse if anybody tries to make it. There are always potential distractions around and excuses. Yeah, you know, whatever it could be. And part of being in the big leagues and being successful is you zone yourself into paying attention to your job and don't take the easy out by saying, well, I'm concerned about this or that's put me off my game. There's no excuses.
Tony, personally, there have been reports that the White Sox are interested in you. You haven't signed a contract for next year. What's your mindset as you go through this season and you look forward to the future?
Well, I think some of that other stuff is unfortunate when other cities are mentioned as well. The only city that I'm really worried about going to is Tacoma. Because we keep this and that, I may have trouble getting a AAA job.
Okay, but it's KPIX.
Okay.
KPIX.
KPIX.
Hi, this is Mark McGwire. Follow the exciting Oakland A's on KPIX. KPIX, your wonderful station for baseball.